Good evening, Dr. Labby, board members, and staff. This year has been a tough one for us.
Sir, you need to say your name and your address for the record.
Anthony Sposato, Washington Road in Sayreville. You recently completed review of a bullying investigation at my son's school, where a student with two dads was told he was not a good person, that because he had two dads, he did not belong, and that it would be better if he had not been born. That boy is my son. That was Gabe. And so I'm here, with Gabe's permission, to talk to you as Gabe's dad. Not to ask you to do more, because you can't. You are doing everything for Gabe that you can. His teachers and counselor and principal are doing everything that they can. But as a community, we have to do more. Our kids are learning by example. They are hearing the things that we as parents say behind closed doors. They see the example when the public comes out to speak against protections for the LGBTQ community. They hear us talking about removing inclusive programming. They see celebrating on Facebook when marriage is threatened, and they internalize it. They make our thoughts their own. It is unavoidable. And then when they meet a 9-year-old who loves geography, who draws pictures for his elderly neighbor's refrigerator, and who spends his allowance on a child-sized shovel to help dig out his neighbors in a snowstorm, and who has two dads, they repeat what they have heard: that he isn't a good person, that he doesn't belong, that it would be better if he had not been born. There are families like mine in our community, whether they have two dads or two moms, whether they live with grandmas or grandpas or aunts and uncles, whether their family immigrated here for a better life or they've lived in Sayreville for generations. And together, we spend a lot of time, all of us, worrying about our future, about how long we will be able to stay in this place, a place that was promised for all of us together. And we owe it to our kids to empower them to feel as hopeful and magical about the future as we can. Having to talk to your 9-year-old about self-harm, about loneliness, about not allowing others to define who you are. It is a job we thought we might be able to delay for a few years. We cannot. And so I'm asking our community to try to tone down the rhetoric, whether it be anti-immigrant, anti-trans, anti-establishment, anti-democratic, anti-Republican, because while my son knows how supported he is at home and at school, not all kids know it as deep down as Gabe has to. And I worry about the outcomes for our kids without as visible a support system as we are blessed to have. For our kids in conflict and for the parents who hear my voice and don't know the resources you have at your disposal, please know how supportive everyone in this room is, including our district, its administrators, its teachers, its counselors, and its staff. Reach out. There is help there for you. We are all going through a really, really rough time, the likes of which we haven't seen in the U.S. in quite a bit. And Gabe and his dads want you to know that it is okay to not be okay. I just need 10 seconds. So again, to those on the dais, thank you for putting actions behind your words of support. While we may sometimes disagree on policy and procedure, we will never disagree on the intrinsic and inherent value that every student in this district brings to our classrooms every day. And we'll always be aligned that every student in this district ought to have equal access to a public education that is safe, supportive, and affirming of who they are inside. So from this dad, thank you.
Thank you.